Yeah, I think when we look at this team, when we look up and down, we actually think about, okay, well, what's going to make them a championship caliber team? Because that's what this all matters about. Not just to win a championship, obviously, but to keep what they've built here. I mean, they've went all in from being this really fun Nets team to being a team with two superstars, three superstars. And can they hold on to Durant? How can they hold on to Irving? It's about perpetuity. Like if they just lose Durant next season, if things go downhill, it wasn't about losing a championship. It's about losing so much opportunity because you sent out all those picks. Like you mortgaged everything. And you're going to go back into another dark age of having to regain all those assets. And we've already seen that the market's really tough to try and recoup that. So this is not just about whether they win a championship, whether Durant gets a championship. Like this is for everything for this franchise right now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, it's gone from in a week. It's gone from just looking like a huge mess to back to everything's fine. But this still feels kind of like it's looking like a bit of a one and done sort of situation because Kyrie Irving, this is his last year. I mean, I don't know if there's any sort of situation where they feel that they want to offer him a long contract next summer, given the problems that they've had mainly off the court since he's arrived. Then you're thinking, if they don't win everything, does that mean KD's just going to be the same spot next year with one less year on his contract? So maybe it makes it a bit more realistic in the trade market. And then it's just so many question marks still within this team. In my head, I'm still thinking right now, this is a final chance for this roster. But even without the two lead stars who they obviously need to win a championship, even if they were to lose them both next year, I think they'd still be in a good position with what they have around those guys at the moment.
Yeah. And you mentioning that, I'm already like thinking like, who has cap space in 2023? It's always a moving target for Kyrie. But no, I think at the end of the day, I am excited for this team. When we actually got healthy, Kyrie and Durant on the same court together, no matter who else was around them. I mentioned how clunky of a fit it was. Just look at the lineups they had to put out there last season. They had just no spacing to work with. And now that they do, I mean, this should be a really fun team to watch. And we did this for every other team, even though we didn't. I don't even think we did a great job of that either. Because like for teams like the Heat, it's like, oh yeah, they could be the first seed or the seventh, and it's such a wide target to hit. But for the Nets, I think it's the same thing, right? It's because the X factor is health. The X factor is everything meshing together and everyone saying kumbaya and Simmons not leaving group chats and stuff. So who knows? Maybe they're the champion. Maybe they're on the outside looking in. But I can't see this not being a playoff lock team. And I feel like I've said that beyond the 6 teams that will be playoff locks. And again, this Eastern Conference is tough, man. I don't know how professional journalists are going to put their actual money where their mouth is and make these sort of predictions because it's tough.
It is tough, but I mean, it's failure for this team if they are not a lock for the playoffs. They should be.
Yeah, I agree.
They should be a top 4 seed without doubt. And if they're even in the play-in again, it'll be the bit of a disastrous season, really. But I mean, just look what they have. The last full season Kyrie played, he averaged 27, 5, and 6, 50, 40, 90. Last season, Durant 37 and 6 on just nearly 50, 40, 90 efficiency. They have 2 scoring superstars. They have some of the best 3-point shooters in the league on their team outside of those 2 guys. They have a potentially elite defensive block in Ben Simmons. It has to come together or else it's a failure. I mean, it's championship or bust. It's that sort of level.
Thanks for watching Coast to Coast on YouTube. For full episodes, check out the show wherever you get your podcasts. And for all the best hot takes, subscribe to the Coast to Coast YouTube channel below.